Yo, Hegassen here, and here we go. It's my review of One Piece Manga Chapter 983, Thunder, not a nail. It's not about a nail. Thunder relates to Yamato, who we'll get to a little bit later on, because there are two main things in this chapter that I want to talk about. The main one is, of course, Yamato, which I'll get to at the end. And I also want to talk about Perospero as well, which, again, I'll get to in a little bit. Of course, there's kind of a third thing as well, and that is Ulti. We see Luffy versus Luffy, and as expected, we got a clash. We definitely got a clash. It was interrupted. I kind of thought they would be interrupted. I didn't think it would be a full fight. I was kind of expecting somebody else to step in and take over, but instead Luffy gets dragged off by someone else. That someone else being Yamato, which again we'll get into a little bit later on. But yeah, it was a good little clash. As expected, it did get ended kind of prematurely, but we did finally see Ulti's Devil Fruit, and yes, she is a dinosaur, and she is a Pachycephalosaurus, one of those headbutting dinosaurs. Think the Pokemon Rampardos. I think they're in Jurassic Park: The Lost World as well. Pretty cool. Her Devil Fruit in a hybrid form looks kind of awesome. I really like that look. Her actual full dinosaur form, I didn't really like as much. It looked a little bit weird, and I'm not even sure if she did fully transform. Somebody in the crowd, there's a lot of crowd in the Onigashima. You know, there's a lot of random beast pirates all giving commentary, which is getting a little bit annoying. They do just kind of feel like their narration, and it's always like a different one. It's always just like a different random person in the crowd. You're not always sure where the speech bubble's coming from, but some random person in the crowd was like, "She's even turned into a dinosaur form. She must have acknowledged him." And she didn't quite look like full dinosaur. She still had a bit of a human face, or human for like One Piece, someone with horns and weird hair. But just a few more dinosaurs to go, hoping for a Stegosaurus and Triceratops. Of course, gotta have them two classics, maybe an Ankylosaurus as well. Let me know in the comments below what dinosaurs you want to see, and what did you think of Ulti's Devil Fruit, and how she looked. Like I say, I think the hybrid form was definitely the best one out of her forms, whereas page 1 I actually prefer him in his full dinosaur form. He looks really awesome in that form, and Luffy did a great little uppercut on him in this chapter as well. So what else happened in this chapter before we get into the big Yamato stuff? Well, we see Big Mum, and Big Mum has stopped chasing Usopp and Chopper in the Brachio tank, and she is now full attention on Nami, on the thief that stole, the cat burglar, back to her cat burglar roots, the thief that stole Zeus. So her and Prometheus are now in pursuit, but Big Mum's taken her time. She's calmed down a bit. She's acting a bit more, she's acting a bit more like the awesome Yonko that we know. She's not being all emotional, and she's creating new homies, new Wano style homies, and I really like these homies. Let me make sure I get the name right, because they look like, if you look at them, there's like some sandals and lanterns and an umbrella, and if you look at old Japanese art, they look like tsukumogami yokai. Like they are items that have, after a long time, they've kind of gained their own spirits. They've gained their own little personalities, and that is what we see here. They look almost exactly like them, like the sandals with like one eye, and the umbrella with like a creepy face bouncing on like one foot. So that's really cool. I'm really excited to see what other ones she makes as well going throughout Wano. So excited for that, but we don't get too much time on that. There is a lot of jumping around. We see Sanji there briefly, and he's acting a little bit weird, I think, for Sanji. He's like, "I'm going to go look and see if there are some other girls around here." And it's like, but Nami's in danger, Sanji. Nami's in danger from Big Mum. Are you not going to help? Are you not going to help Nami, the girl that you love? And Carrot's there as well. You're not going to help these girls. It's a little bit weird on what's going on with Sanji. I'm not quite sure what's going on. Big Mum's there. It'd be nice to get a nice kind of encounter with Sanji and Big Mum, get them two interactions going, because there is some unfinished business there as well with the whole wedding and pudding situation and the Germa and everything. So yeah, something weird going on with Sanji. Excited to see where that goes as well. Let's now get into Perospero. And thank you if you're still here and you're still watching this. Honestly, really means a lot that you're here watching my review and just my thoughts on this One Piece chapter. So yeah, let's talk about Perospero. So Perospero, he's the first one that's finally made it up the waterfall, and he's there on his big candy slug, and he's on his way to Onigashima. It's a bit weird how quickly he got to Onigashima. It feels like he came up a different part of like the waterfall or something, because he's come up the waterfall, then he's right there at Onigashima. So that feels a little bit weird, but yeah, he's on his way there, and he's like, "King, Marco, Straw Hats, I'm coming for you. So I feel like when the not the Beast Pirates, the Big Mum Pirates, I feel like when the Big Mum Pirates get there, they are going to be like a third party, kind of going against Big Mum's orders, and we are definitely going to get a kind of a great big free-for-all battle going on. I can definitely see Marco versus King or something. Marco versus King versus like Perospero, maybe Smoothie or someone, all in there fighting together. That will be really epic. I think I'm starting to maybe see how some of the fights, the final fights, are going to go in this as well. Mentioning Smoothie, I'm a little bit disappointed it wasn't Smoothie at the top of the waterfall, because she is the one that I want to see the most actually get into the fight and do something. We did get to see a lot of Perospero back in Whole Cake Island. Not necessarily fighting, but he was there a lot. Smoothie is the one who definitely needs to have the big fight. But I am wondering, is it really just him who got to the top? Or we know Montdor's there. We know Montdor's got his books. Has he got the rest of the army, everybody else? Are they all in that book? He's going to get there, open the book, and they're all going to come out maybe? I doubt that there's like he's got a mirror, because I'm pretty sure Bruley is way back in Whole Cake Island, and I don't know what the range is. I doubt he can go all the way to Wano, but yeah, I'm thinking maybe he's got like a Montdor book on him. If not, where is Montdor? Like, he has books that he can fly on. Why didn't he use that to get up the waterfall? Why didn't Perospero use the candy slug to get up the waterfall before, last time, you know? And yeah, where's everyone else? It feels like they should have came up with a plan. I said this in the last chapter. It feels like they should have came up with a plan when they were going up the waterfall a second time, in case they did encounter King. It's just weird that he's now decided to do his candy slug, and he's now at the top of the waterfall and nobody else is around, especially when they do have characters that can make things, floating platforms that would have got him up there. But yeah, I'm going to go with maybe he's got Montdor's book and everybody else is in the book. Or maybe they're like encased inside the candy slug or something like that, and then when he gets there, they'll all pop out. So now let's talk about the big thing of this chapter. The name of the chapter, Thunder. The big thing, Yamato. He appears, he grabs Luffy. When Luffy is struggling against Ulti, he comes along. He's got a great big club, like his father, knocks out Ulti in one hit. At first, it's a little bit like, who did he hit? Did he hit Luffy? Did he hit Ulti? But he hit Ulti. He grabs Luffy. You're like, oh, what's going on? He's captured Luffy. He's like, no, Luffy, I'm here. I wanted to speak to you. I'm here to save you. I'm on your side. And Luffy's like, yeah, I know you are. I can tell. So straight away, Luffy approval. Luffy earlier on like gave approval of Ulti's strength. He was like, she's strong. Now he's given approval that Yamato is good. And when Luffy says something about someone's character, you know to take that as truth. So yeah, Yamato is here. Yamato is an ally. He's wearing a mask though. Who is Yamato? Honestly, I have no idea. I've been reading some theories about it, and the main one that comes up is Yamato Oden? Because Yamato has the great big ropes on his back like Oden does. He's got chains on, which is really weird. The same as like the last time we saw Oden, he had chains. But I don't think it is. I mean, I really hope it isn't, but I don't think it is anyway. I mean, the hair is definitely different. He's got like white hair. Well, it's like white coloured in the manga, whereas Oden obviously had like a weird tabletop hair that was black, and his ankles, Yamato's ankles are very, very small, and legs are very small, like his dad. And for me, it doesn't fit, because we saw Oden die, and now I know that characters in One Piece can come back to life. We see Pound alive at the beginning of this chapter, which I absolutely hate. That completely ruins Pound's death. But again, I don't want that to happen with Oden, mainly because when Oden died, he left his will, his spirit, he left everything to his retainers and to Momonosuke and everyone, and he was like, you guys go out, you guys finish my dream. Kind of like Roger, same with Oden. He left his dream to the next generation, he passed on his message, his will, and then he died with a smile on his face. And then I feel like if he's alive, that kind of really undoes that. That undoes the fact of telling Kilimon and everything to go forward, open up the land of Wano, take on my message. You know, that completely ruins that and ruins that aspect of it. There are theories that maybe Toki, in them last moments, took Oden, put him in the future. But then there's more questions there. Why would he suddenly be Yamato? We know Oden has a father, so how can he be Kaido's son? If he's just disguised as Yamato, why is he disguised as Yamato? Where is Yamato? like, if that is Oden, where's Yamato at? Because then we still haven't found Yamato. Why Yamato of all people is he disguised as? If he was disguised as Yamato for the last few years, or like last few months even, sorry, why hasn't he tried to like stab a knife in Kaido's back? Why hasn't he sought out Kinemon or anybody else? Why isn't he saving Momonosuke, who's up on a crucifix right now? It just seems weird if it was Oden. What I'm thinking is that we go back to that execution and maybe Yamato was there. Maybe Yamato heard Oden's final words, saw Oden standing in that boiling pot and was inspired by Oden and took his words and took him words for himself and has decided to live by those words. That's why Kaido's disappointed in Yamato, because Yamato looks up to Oden, not up to his father. Maybe that's why Kaido is so disappointed when he sees Momonosuke, because he sees his son, who's like got strong and is trying to live up to Oden, but then he sees Momonosuke, who's still this weak little child. So maybe that's part of it. So yeah, I think that maybe that's why he looks kind of like Oden as well. I think maybe Yamato saw Oden and is instead kind of living up to Oden, copying Oden's image, trying to do Oden's message. Maybe has done some reading up about Oden's voyage and stuff, because, you know, his dad is a pirate. It doesn't mean that Yamato has to be completely like stays in Wano. He probably has a lot more knowledge as to what's going on outside. Maybe he's found out some information. Maybe he knows about the stuff with Joy Boy and that Joy Boy's returning and that you've got to open the borders and stuff. Maybe that's why he's been waiting for Luffy. Maybe he kind of thinks, oh, there's all these prophecies and stuff. Maybe he's put two and two together and been like, Luffy is the one I got to keep an eye on. You know, he's got a D in his name. Maybe like Oden. So yeah, maybe that's why. Maybe he's seen like Luffy's bounty and everything, and just has a lot more knowledge. And he's now trying to follow Oden's will and make Oden's dreams come true. And that's where I'm leaning more than it being Oden himself. If it is Oden himself, that's a massive disappointment and completely ruins Oden's death. And I don't want to see that. I'm already trying to forget about the fact that Pounder's alive. Please don't do the same with Oden. Let it be something else. And for me, I just hope it is that. I hope it is that he was at the execution and saw it and wants to be Oden, not like his dad, Kaido. Yo, and with Yamato pretty much revealed, I think this now confirms that Yamato was not the person that was like rustling in the grass behind Jinbe and Robin. So I think now it's most likely that is Otama, Otoko, probably the two of them together, or maybe like Chibi Hawkins. But yeah, I think it's going to be Otama or Otoko on their way to Onigashima after sneaking on the boats. They're definitely going to turn up for the rest of this arc. They have been noticeably absent, so eyes on them. Yeah, so that's my thoughts on it. I hope it all makes sense. Let me know what you think. Do you agree? Do you think it is Oden? If it is Oden, where is Yamato? Why is he Yamato? And how did that happen? Was it to do with Lady Toki and her power and stuff, or has he just been waiting all that time? Maybe he's got white hair now because he's an old man. He's an old man who's got grey hair. But yeah, good chapter. It did jump around a little bit. The Sanji stuff was a little bit confusing. I'll probably give this one a purple tier. Not full high marks because, yeah, it was a little bit jumping around. I didn't really like Ulti's dinosaur form. And even the fight as well, a few of the panels didn't look that good, I think, compared to past stuff that we've seen. That's mainly due to kind of Ulti's slightly odd design with a like weird long neck and like human-ish head, and you couldn't quite see the dome of the Pachycephalosaurus. And then yeah, some other like little jumping arounds. I'd like to like stick now more into each character, maybe like 2 characters per chapter, instead of having to have like a page on one, page on Zoro, page on another, page on another, page on another. And yeah, let's cut out a lot of the fodder giving narration as well. But yeah, good stuff. Yamato, really excited to see where that goes in the next 2 weeks.